I'm 78 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that will either save your life or make you angry. Everything you think you know about growing old is wrong, dead wrong. You see, most people believe that aging is about decline, about slowing down, about accepting that your best days are behind you. But I'm here to tell you that's the biggest lie society has ever sold us. I'm a retired physician, spent 45 years in medicine, delivered babies, saved lives, lost patients. I thought I had life figured out, but when I retired at 70, I fell apart. Not physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. For the first time in my adult life, I had nowhere to be in the morning. No patients waiting, no surgeries scheduled, no purpose. And you know what I did? I fell into the trap that kills most retirees. I woke up every morning with no plan, no routine, no reason to get out of bed. I'd lie there staring at the ceiling, thinking about all the years I'd wasted, all the time I didn't spend with my wife, all the trips I postponed, all the hobbies I never started. Then I'd grab my phone, scroll through news, read about disasters and politics and things that made me angry. By the time I dragged myself out of bed, I was already exhausted, already defeated. My wife, Linda, she noticed. She said, "You're disappearing. You're here, but you're not really here." She was right. I was dying, not from disease, from a slow spiritual suffocation. And then something happened that changed everything. My neighbor Robert, he was 83, sharp as a tack, full of energy, always smiling. One morning I saw him in his garden at 6 a.m. reading a book in the sunrise. I walked over, asked him, "Robert, how do you do it? How are you so alive at 83 when I feel dead at 70? He looked at me with these clear, bright eyes and said something I'll never forget. "Your morning decides everything. If you lose the morning, you lose the day. If you lose the day, you lose your life." At first, I thought he was being dramatic, but he insisted I join him the next morning, said he'd show me what he meant. That next morning, 6 a.m., I showed up at his house. He was already awake, already dressed, not in pajamas or sweatpants, real clothes, clean-shaven, alert. He made us coffee. Then we sat in silence for 15 minutes, just sat there, breathing, listening to the birds. Then he pulled out a journal, started writing. After 10 minutes, he looked up and said, "This is how I start every day. Silence, gratitude, reflection, no phone, no news, no distractions." I asked him why this mattered so much. He said, "The first hour of your day sets the frequency for everything that follows. If you start your morning in chaos, your whole day will be chaos. If you start it in peace, you'll carry that peace with you." That morning changed my life. I'm 78 now, 8 years since that conversation. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, your morning routine is the single most important factor in determining the quality of your remaining years. Let me explain why. When you're young, you can get away with a chaotic morning. You have energy. You have resilience. You can absorb the stress and bounce back. But as you age, your energy becomes limited, precious. You don't have the buffer you used to have. Every morning, you wake up with a full cup of energy. The question is, how will you spend it? Most people, especially older people, pour that energy into worry, into regret, into scrolling through their phone looking at things that don't matter. By 9 a.m., their cup is empty. They're drained, irritable, defeated, and they wonder why their days feel so heavy. Here's what I have learned in these last 8 years. The way you spend the first 60 minutes of your day will determine whether you thrive or merely survive. Let me tell you what most older people do wrong. First, they wake up and immediately grab their phone, check messages, read news, scroll social media. This is poison, pure poison. Your brain in the morning is like fresh clay, soft, impressionable. Whatever you expose it to in those first moments will shape your entire day. If you fill your mind with bad news, arguments, and other people's problems, you're programming yourself for negativity. Second, they stay in bed too long. They lie there, replaying yesterday's regrets or worrying about tomorrow's problems. This is spiritual quicksand. The longer you lie there, the deeper you sink. Third, they start their day looking disheveled, messy hair, wrinkled clothes, no routine. You might think, I'm retired. I don't need to look good anymore. Wrong, dead wrong. How you present yourself, even when you're alone, affects how you feel about yourself. If you look like you've given up, you'll feel like you've given up. Fourth, they make their day about waiting for a phone call from their kids, waiting for something interesting on TV, waiting for their life to feel meaningful again, passive, reactive, defeated. Let me tell you what changed for me when I fixed my mornings. I wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. Yes, even on weekends. Consistency matters more than you think. The first thing I do before I even get out of bed is say something out loud, something simple. Thank you for another day. That's it. Just those 5 words. You'd be amazed how much power there is in starting your day with gratitude instead of complaint. Then I get up. I don't lie there. I don't check my phone. I get up immediately. I shower. I shave. I put on real clothes, not fancy clothes, just clean, presentable clothes. This might sound trivial, but it's not. It's a signal to yourself that you matter, that today matters. Then I make coffee. While it brews, I sit in my living room and do 15 minutes of silence. No music, no TV, no phone, just me and my thoughts. At first, this was hard. My mind would race, but over time, I learned to just observe my thoughts without getting caught in them. This silence is sacred. It's where I remember who I am beneath all the noise. After that, I write in my journal. 3 things I'm grateful for. 1 intention for the day. This takes 5 minutes, but it centers me. It reminds me that my life is still mine to shape. Then I write in my journal. 3 things I'm grateful for. 1 intention for the day. This takes 5 minutes, but it centers me. It reminds me that my life is still mine to shape. Then I read. Not news, not social media, real books, philosophy, history, memoirs. For 30 minutes, I feed my mind something nourishing, something that makes me think, something that reminds me there's still so much to learn. By 7:30, I'm ready for the day, and I'm not just awake, I'm alive, clear, purposeful. This routine has saved my life. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds nice, but I don't have time for all that. Let me be blunt. You have time. You're just choosing to spend it differently. If you have time to scroll through your phone for an hour, you have time for this. If you have time to watch the morning news, you have time for this. The question isn't whether you have time. The question is whether you're willing to prioritize yourself. Because here's what most older people don't understand. Your morning isn't just about starting your day. It's about who you're becoming. Every morning, you're either building yourself up or tearing yourself down. There's no neutral ground. If you wake up and immediately fill your mind with negativity, you're programming yourself to be a bitter old person. If you wake up and take care of yourself, body and mind, You're programming yourself to be a vibrant, engaged elder. The choice is yours, every single morning. Let me tell you what else I've learned. There are things you need to let go of in the morning. First, let go of your adult children. I love my kids, but I stopped waking up wondering when they'll call, stopped feeling hurt when they're too busy to visit. They have their own lives, their own responsibilities, and that's okay. Your morning should not be about waiting for validation from your children. It should be about creating your own sense of purpose. When I stopped making my happiness dependent on my kids' attention, I became a better father, more independent, less needy. Second, let go of your past accomplishments. I spent years thinking, I used to be important. I used to save lives. Now I'm nobody. This was poisoning me. Your past is over. Your identity isn't in what you used to do. It's in who you're choosing to be today. Every morning I remind myself, I am not my career. I am not my achievements. I am a human being who still has something to contribute. Third, let go of comparing yourself to others. Someone else has more money. Someone else travels more. Someone else has grandchildren who visit every week. So what? Your life is your life. The only comparison that matters is, am I better today than I was yesterday? When you let go of these things, your mornings become lighter, freer, more peaceful. You're no longer carrying all that weight. Here's something else I want you to understand. Aging is not about decline. It's about refinement. Think of it like wine. The older it gets, the more complex and valuable it becomes, but only if it's stored properly. If you wake up every morning treating yourself like you're worthless, you'll age like cheap wine that turned to vinegar. But if you wake up every morning investing in yourself, you'll age like a fine vintage that only gets better. I'm 78. I'm more engaged with life now than I was at 40. I volunteer at a local school. I write. I garden. I have deep conversations with friends. I learn new things. People ask me, how do you have so much energy? The answer is simple. I protect my mornings. I treat the first hour of my day like it's sacred, because it is. That first hour determines my entire day, and my days add up to my life. If I waste my mornings, I waste my life. If I invest in my mornings, I invest in my life. It's that simple. Now, I want to be clear about something. This isn't about perfection. Some mornings are harder than others. Some mornings I wake up with pain, or worry, or sadness. But even on those mornings, I stick to my routine, especially on those mornings. Because the routine isn't about feeling good. It's about creating stability, a foundation I can rely on no matter what. Your morning routine is your anchor. When everything else is chaos, this is what keeps you steady. Let me tell you what happened to my friend James. He's 75. For years, he had no routine, woke up whenever, spent his mornings watching TV and complaining. He was miserable, bitter. Nobody wanted to be around him. 2 years ago, I convinced him to try what I was doing. Just for 1 week, he did it, and you know what? He kept going. Now, James is a different person. He's calmer, happier. He started volunteering, started taking art classes. His whole face looks different. His wife told me, I got my husband back. That's the power of changing your mornings. One more thing I want to address. Some of you might be thinking, but I'm dealing with real problems, health issues, financial stress, loneliness. I get it. I really do. But here's the truth. Your problems don't go away when you have a chaotic morning. They get worse. When you start your day in anxiety and disorder, you have no capacity to handle challenges. You're already depleted. But when you start your day with intention and care, you build the mental and emotional strength to face whatever comes. Your morning routine isn't escapism, it's preparation. It's arming yourself with peace and clarity so you can handle life's difficulties. Let me tell you what happened to my friend James. He's 75. For years, he had no routine. Now James is a different person. He's calmer, happier. He started volunteering, started taking art classes. His whole face looks different. His wife told me, "I got my husband back." That's the power of changing your mornings. I'm 78 years old. I don't know how many mornings I have left. Maybe 1,000, maybe 5,000, maybe just 100. But I know this: I will not waste a single one. Every morning is a gift, a chance to start fresh, a chance to choose who I want to be. And I choose to be someone who respects himself enough to start the day with intention. I choose to be someone who still believes his life has meaning. I choose to be someone who doesn't just exist, but truly lives. What about you? How are you spending your mornings? Are you grabbing your phone the second you wake up, filling your mind with garbage? Are you lying in bed, replaying your regrets and worries? Are you shuffling around in your pajamas until noon, hoping something will make you feel alive? Or are you taking control? Are you protecting those precious first 60 minutes? Are you investing in yourself? Your morning is a choice. Every single day it's a choice. And the quality of your remaining years depends on that choice. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking you to become some kind of morning person superhero. I'm just asking you to take your life seriously, to treat yourself with respect, to protect the most important hour of your day. Start small. Tomorrow morning, don't grab your phone. Just don't do it. Sit in silence for 5 minutes, that's all. Just 5 minutes. Then shower and put on real clothes. Then write down 3 things you're grateful for. That's it. That's where you start. And once you build that foundation, you can add more. Reading, walking, meditating, whatever nourishes you. But start tomorrow. Because I promise you, if you change your mornings, you will change your life. I'm 78. These last 8 years since I fixed my mornings have been the richest years of my life. Not because I have more money or better health, because I have purpose, peace, presence, and you can have that too. Your mornings are the most powerful tool you have. Don't waste them. Don't throw them away on worry and distraction. Claim them, protect them, honor them. Your future self will thank you. The clock is ticking. You don't have forever, but you do have tomorrow morning. What will you do with it?